the Alchemy podcast.
Hold up, wait. Stop. This doesn't make sense. Hold up. Wait. Who are you? I am you. I am me. No, sir, you are you. Wait. I don't know. 2 is 2. Got 2 bust downs, diamonds blue. $5 million for a deal, that's cool. I wanted 7, label said -2. Fat chest satisfied, I guess that'll do. Big guap gratified, get into the loop.
I am me.
There it is. We are here with JUFU.
Yes.
How you feeling today, man?
I feel great.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Space 226 and Drive Films. Of course, they're the ones who offer anything behind content creation, directing films. If you're an actor and you need a reel, holla at Will Castellanos from Drive Films. Which, speaking of which, you guys just shot your music video.
Yes.
Right? How was that?
Very fun. Very time consuming, but fun.
Yes. What was your favorite part of it?
Definitely rocking in the rocking chair.
That's what's up.
It's my favorite shot as well. So
when it comes out, make sure you go check that out.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know who JUFU is, he's an incredible up and coming talent, incredibly humble too, really creative, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. Currently, he has 2 million streams on Spotify, 1.2 million fans on TikTok. Probably changed. It'll probably be a lot more by the time this comes out. Woe is currently at 500,000. 500,000 on YouTube. Who Are You has close to 1 million. A million on YouTube.
Yeah,
Pardon me. How'd you get started, man?
So it all started.
How'd you get started with vlogging?
Well, I can go over social media in overall. So it all started back in middle school, 8th grade, my senior year. I had a lot of friends who were not even a lot. It's like about 3 friends who were doing comedy videos.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me try to pass their 500 followers. So, I got on, started making comedy videos just like them, and they were a lot funnier than me. But I was more persistent than them. They eventually quit Vine. I continued on for a year. I went from nothing to 6,000 followers in my first year.
Wow.
Pretty slow growth. And then my second year, 6,000 to 217,000.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool. And that's pretty much how I got my foot in the door for Vine.
Yeah.
After Vine, I moved on to Musically transitioned into TikTok, and then the rest is history.
And you're 19 years old, only 19.
Yes,
and
I've been doing this for 6 years.
Wow.
Almost 7.
Consistently though.
Yeah.
So you started when you were about 14, 13.
13. Yeah.
And you started because you wanted to, it's so funny to me, that you wanted to just have more followers than your friends.
Yes.
But it became something more, didn't it?
A lot more.
Because the first day I met you, you're like, oh yeah, I want to edit. And I see you, like, you don't know how to edit. And I see you clicking away on the Adobe Premiere, and I'm like, okay, he knows how to edit. All right. And you shoot, you got a camera.
Yes.
And that's incredible to me, man. So you took AP classes at Edward R. Morrow High School, right?
Yes, I took I was always a little like advanced, not to sound like a know-it-all or whatever.
Yeah.
But back in starting in middle school, I was already I was in like an advanced placement course, and then same thing in high school and throughout.
Dope, man.
I also took college classes in my senior year.
It's incredible. That's amazing. When did it change for you from being comedy to social media to more going into music, the music route?
When did it change? So comedy and social media was tied together because of Vine. But the transition into music from there happened literally about a year and a half ago.
Sorry, go ahead.
It was just fairly recent. Yeah.
Who are some of your influences as far as music goes?
Influences in music, huge. A huge inspiration is X.
Yeah.
I really like Jaden Smith's music. Just honestly, everything I listen to is my inspiration. But X inspired me in ways beyond music. So just me as a person and like my life agenda is kind of inspired by his.
Why?
I just love what
Extentation, right?
yes,
Not DMX, not to be confused.
Extentacion. Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, just I've always liked making people happy.
Yeah.
And towards the end of his life, he was pushing for my phone. Let me mute that.
No worries.
Can I get this? No, because it has emergency bypass. It's gonna keep going.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, yeah, closer to the end of his life, he was pushing for just positivity around the world and encouraging people to follow their dreams, and that's honestly what makes me happy. I like to encourage people to do things that they don't believe in themselves with, or things that like, and then I just like to give people advice on how to be happier.
Yeah,
in general.
man. That's great, man. Like I noticed, like with people who make that, like myself included, when positivity is a really big part of your life, there's usually something internal going on that you got to fight, and that's usually like a huge kind of obstacle for you. Like for me, it's consistency and trying to show up every day and do my best. For you, what would you say it is?
Consistency as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, consistency for me is has been an issue, but like consistency in terms of like not on an everyday basis, just like in a actually consistency on an everyday basis is my struggle.
Where specifically?
I'd say with literally as of recently posting content.
Okay.
Yes, but other than that, in the long run, consistency is present.
Yeah,
because I've been consistent over the last 7 years
with
doing
the
same
whole
thing.
The whole process of
Right.
creation.
Right.
Like say for example, if you don't post something today, you're it's because you're making a video.
I'm doing
and
something.
You're editing.
Another thing that I struggle with is just kind of like balancing multiple things because I try to do everything. I've run like Shopify stores. I've tapped into trading Forex. I've been doing like things like that.
Yeah.
In addition to making music, in addition to making content. So all that together is
That's
stressful.
incredible, man. That's a lot. I was not doing that at 19. I was chasing different things, you know what I'm saying? But for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going back to that 6,000 to like 200 something thousand.
Right.
What do you think made it different for you as to why you got to where you are today and why you got there in that 6,000 to 200,000? What were you doing that was different from your friends that had like 500 and was kind of falling off?
So me, I guess just I was attempting to make connection with the people who had who were already famous on Vine.
Mm-hmm.
So my friends, like I said, they stopped posting because they were just doing it for fun. I was more in it for the competition, but then after they quit, it became a more serious thing for me. But I became friends with a lot of people in my second year of Vine. So a lot of the bigger creators. And I was introduced to this thing called Revine for Revine. So we would revine each other, like basically just shout each other out, and we all just grew together.
That's incredible. Like you were on a mission to do something and you did it.
Right.
Which a lot of people still trying to figure it out. Like myself right now, the journey of this channel has been to grow YouTube subscribers. And that's something that I'm trying to figure out right now as far as like tapping into the market, because it is, you know what, a lot of it is like it's a balance of market research and creativity, right? Like you have to figure out what on one end is going to hit and become viral in a sense, right? But then on the other end, you want to create something for yourself that's fulfilling.
Right.
So it's like you're on both ends of the spectrum. What's your creative process like?
My creative process in terms of music or videos?
Yeah, music. We'll start with music.
All right. With music, it's literally just everything in life. inspires me. But as of recently with my meme rap
Yeah.
genre that I feel like I'm starting, it usually comes from like funny things, like funny videos or a funny movie clip, like the "Who Are You" is
Mhm.
actually inspired by a scene in Rush Hour. I don't know if you know the scene where Chris
Chris
Tucker. Yes, Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker is like he's talking to this guy and the guy's name is You.
Yeah.
And he's
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so it was actually inspired by that scene.
Is it they were in the restaurant or something?
It was like it looked like a dojo.
Oh, it was
Personally.
like the "Who Are You?"
Yeah. I'm you.
It's
You know.
fucking hilarious. I didn't connect the dots with that. Let's talk about the creative process with video.
Videos. I'm a very weird person
Mm.
and I'm very random.
Yeah.
So it honestly
Mm.
I just think of really weird things to just I don't even
Something that's gonna catch the eye. Yeah.
things that catch the eye. But like I'm just a very like with my ideas, I'm just very weird. Like I just come up with just the randomest things that don't make sense.
Mm.
And that's how I come up with the idea. But then when I'm filming, I actually spend like about an hour and a half on a 15-second TikTok video. Because I actually record myself using the camera, shoot in portrait on the camera, and then I edit everything on Premiere. So I just try to like
Wow.
add pretty like cool effects for people to be like, oh wow, why is this quality so good?
Yeah.
Or how do you do that effect? What effect is that on the app? And then so I just try to like do pretty cool things. But the TikTok platform is changing a lot as of recently.
Mhm.
They like a lot more content that's shot on the TikTok app itself.
Mhm.
And yeah, now I have to kind of adapt and do more of what the most popular creators on the app are doing.
Yeah.
So I've had to adapt a lot within the last 7 years, it feels like.
But it seems like you're doing a great job because you're learning all these different platforms and you're absolutely killing it. So that's great. As far as like acting, have you ever wanted to get into acting or anything like that?
Yes. I took a couple of acting classes at Susan Batson Theater.
Are you serious? I didn't.
Yeah.
That's my teacher.
Really?
That's you never told me this.
Yeah.
I started at Susan Batson Studio.
Yeah, that was a super dope place. I
Yo.
went there about 2 years ago. She only, you know how it's usually 18 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took me in at 17.
Yeah.
So it was a really dope experience, and it was new for me because I'm somebody who I didn't really talk to a lot of people growing up. I wasn't really outgoing. I'm pretty socially awkward.
Yeah.
So yeah, like a lot of the exercises there were like really really dope, and
You took the
opened me
Extra
to
Actor
do
class?
things. Yeah.
Yeah. So those of you who don't know, Extra Actor starts you in like a big circle, right?
Yeah.
And it's a circle, let's say if it's 10 people,
Mhm.
and then they play music, right? And then one person's in the middle, and whatever that person is feeling or doing, you have to commit not so much to the facial expression that they're doing, but the feeling that they're exuding. And then you go through like a bunch of actor stuff, and then you learn a monologue at the end. It's probably one of the best things to do to free yourself up creatively for anything from acting to creating videos, creating anything on TikTok, just allowing yourself to, well, you tell me, is that something that helped you with your creativity?
It's definitely helped me. I wish that I actually continued like the same practices that we learned at Susan Batson Theater, but I haven't. But it was definitely a great experience.
She's the best. She's
Definitely.
the best.
I'm probably gonna go back to her like within the next 5 years for something. I don't know what yet, but
You got to tell her I said what up. She gave me the opportunity to do work study there for 2 years. So I gave up every Sunday I had from about like 9 a.m. to like 11 p.m. for like 2-3 years just to study there. So crazy, huge impact on my life. That just took me back. So you're in a place in your life right now where the world is kind of your oyster, man. If if you could say, let's say, for example, I can't even say an impossible dream, but your biggest goals, let's say for the next 1 year to 5 years, what would you say your biggest goals are?
Okay, so I have like this like vision board type of thing at home.
Nice.
And I do have some stuff like for the next 5 years. So honestly, within the next year, I imagine like having a platform of like just like a audience of, I don't like to talk numbers a lot, but like around like 20 million people that I can literally just speak to directly and influence directly. And then in the next 5 years,
artists that you want to work with, or somebody that, and you don't have, if you're superstitious about that not coming true, you don't have to say it, but I'd like to know.
Artists, I'm having trouble like with that. Like I've gotten that question before. Honestly, I don't know like who I want to work with necessarily, but I definitely want to work with everybody. I do all types of genres, so I see myself working with, let's say, Taylor Swift one day, working with Drake another day, working with Travis. Like the type of music that I make is like all over the place.
And honestly, man, I really do believe that you could do it, because you have something that you've created from nothing. And that's where we are right now. Like, you see so many people on social media, you know, a lot of women on social media sometimes posting pictures of them in bikinis, or just, you know, and you have a bunch of dudes following that, and then they get a notion that that's their worth. So they're validated by what they show of their body, which there's nothing wrong with that. But when that's all you have, there's a problem. But for you, you've taken a platform and you've used it, and you're still growing every single day, and that's the part of social media that I love, man, and I support it, man. I support it. What's next for you, Mom?
What's next for me? A lot. there's a lot. So like back to next 5 years, I'd imagine myself having completed like 3 world tours by then.
Dope.
Having several albums out, multiple different genres: rock, pop, hip hop, etc. And I'll probably tap into acting within the next 5 years as well.
Do that. Hell yeah, man. If you were to give one piece of advice to, let's say, for example, a 14-year-old out there that's trying to learn how to use social media and create videos, if you were to give them 1 or 2 gems of advice, what would you say to them?
Do not give up based on analytics. Like, if you're not getting the amount of likes that you want to get, or the amount of views that you want to get, do not stop because of that. Number 2, don't allow any negativity to kind of just discourage you. Just keep doing what you love. Keep doing what makes you happy.
That's it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, JUFU. Thank you
JUFU.
so much for coming through. What is your social media? Where should we find you? I'm sure everybody already knows, but for the people that don't, put it out there, man.
JUFU on TikTok, JUFU on YouTube, Instagram, Lil JUFU. The Snapchat is JUFU Snap. And yeah, that's everything.
There you go. Make sure you like, you comment, you show some love, you subscribe to JUFU everywhere that he's at. And yeah, man, best of luck on your career and all future endeavors. You got a bright future, kid. Keep going.
Thank you.
Keep going.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it.